The legendary science fiction series Lost in Space, which aired from 1965 to 1968, captivated audiences with its thrilling space adventures and unforgettable characters. But after nearly 3 decades, how are the stars who brought the Robinson family to life doing now? What have they experienced in their careers and personal lives? Leave a comment with a 1 and join me as we explore the lives of the Lost in Space cast in 2025. Michael J. Pollard, the boy. Michael J. Pollard, born on May 30, 1939, played the mysterious character known as the Boy on Lost in Space from 1965 to 1968, when he was 26 years old. Growing up in New Jersey, Pollard was drawn to acting from a young age, but his path to Hollywood was far from easy. His unconventional looks and youthful appearance often typecast him in supporting roles, preventing him from landing leading parts. His breakthrough came in 1967 with the role of C.W. Moss in Bonnie and Clyde, earning him an Academy Award nomination. However, Pollard's career had its ups and downs. His role in Lost in Space was brief, and although he found a niche in supporting roles, he never reached the height of fame. In his personal life, Pollard had several relationships, but never found lasting happiness. His marriage to actress Lita Barron ended in divorce, and they had no children. Pollard struggled with alcohol addiction and professional dissatisfaction throughout his life. He passed away on November 20, 2019 at the age of 80 due to heart failure. Dee Hartford, born Donna Higgins on April 21, 1928 in Salt Lake City, Utah, came from a conservative Mormon family that struggled to understand her artistic ambitions. With her natural beauty, she began her modeling career in the late 1940s and was recognized as the perfect girl in 1952. Hartford then transitioned to acting, appearing in shows like Batman and The Twilight Zone, but her career never reached its peak. At the age of 25, she married the famous director Howard Hawks. Despite their glamorous marriage, it was overshadowed by disagreements and Hawks's infidelities, leading to a bitter divorce in 1959. After the breakup, Hartford fell into emotional distress and financial difficulty. In 1965, at the age of 37, she appeared in Lost in Space as Vera, an android searching for humanity, a role that mirrored her own journey of seeking meaning and connection. Despite her confident presence on screen, Hartford's life off-camera was haunted by depression and health issues. She withdrew from Hollywood after a brief career living in isolation and facing declining health in her later years. Hartford passed away on October 21, 2018 at the age of 90. Guy Williams, born Armando Catalano on January 14, 1924, became an icon through his role as Dr. John Robinson, the intelligent, brave, and wise father of the Robinson family in Lost in Space. At 41, he attracted a loyal fan base with the character's intelligence and strength. Williams began his career as a model before transitioning to acting, gaining fame for his portrayal of Zorro in the 1950s. However, after Lost in Space, Williams's career declined and he did not land any other notable roles. His personal life was also turbulent. Although he married Janice Cooper and had 2 children, their marriage ended due to his devotion to work and his withdrawal from Hollywood. In the 1970s, he moved to Argentina, where he was still admired but lived an increasingly solitary life, estranged from his family. Tragically, he passed away alone in his apartment in Buenos Aires on April 30, 1989, from a brain aneurysm at the age of 65. He left behind a legacy marked by both success and solitude. Mark Goddard, born Charles Goddard on July 24, 1936, was just 29 years old when he took on the role of Major Don West, the brave and skilled pilot of Jupiter 2. With his handsome looks and charm, he quickly became a beloved character. However, his career after Lost in Space faced many challenges due to being typecast into similar roles. His personal life was also tumultuous. He went through 3 marriages to Marcia Rogers actress Susan Anspach and Evelyn Pezich, with only the last marriage not ending in divorce. Mark had 3 children, but his relationship with them was often strained during the downturn of his career. In the 1980s, he transitioned to teaching special education, finding purpose and fulfillment outside of acting. While he made efforts to mend his past, he still expressed regret over missed opportunities and unresolved family issues. Mark Goddard passed away on October 10, 2023, at the age of 87 from pulmonary fibrosis, and is remembered as a man who faced challenges with calmness and grace. Jonathan Harris, Dr. Zachary Smith Jun Matt. Jonathan Harris, born on November 6, 1914, brought the conniving character of Dr. Zachary Smith to life in Lost in Space 1965-1968 at the age of 51. Born into a working-class Jewish family in the Bronx, New York, he had a reclusive childhood and was mocked for his heavy Yiddish accent. This pushed him to perfect an elegant English accent which became his signature. Although he graduated in pharmacy to please his parents, Harris followed his passion for acting, leading to many years of financial struggles. His breakthrough role came late when he was already over 50, and he often worried that his career peaked too late. His marriage to Gertrude Bregman in 1938 lasted but was often strained due to career disappointments and their inability to have children. After Lost in Space, Harris was typecast in similar villainous roles, leading to frustration. He spent his final years in quiet solitude in Encino, California, and passed away from a blood clot to the heart on November 3, 2002, just days before his 88th birthday. Michael Rennie, born on August 25, 1909, took on the mysterious role of the Keeper in Lost in Space at the age of 57. With his commanding presence and acting experience in films like The Day the Earth Stood Still, he was a perfect fit for this morally complex role. However, Rennie's life mirrored the isolation of his character. His childhood was affected by an emotionally distant father, leaving him with deep psychological scars. Despite a celebrated career in his later years, he faced dwindling career opportunities, worsening health issues, and 2 broken marriages. Rennie passed away on June 10, 1971, at the age of 61, from an aortic aneurysm, leaving behind a legacy that was both admired and tinged with melancholy. Sheila Allen, born on February 2, 1929 in New York City, brought to life the character of Aunt Gamma in Lost in Space in 1966 when she was 37 years old. As the wife of renowned producer Irwin Allen, Sheila's career initially flourished with numerous roles in her husband's projects. However, their marriage was far from smooth, marked by frequent controversies surrounding Irwin's controlling nature. Sheila longed to have children, but endured several miscarriages, a pain that further strained their relationship. Professionally, Sheila struggled to build a name for herself, often overshadowed by her husband's fame. In her later years, she battled pulmonary fibrosis, a disease that ultimately claimed her life on November 15, 2013, at the age of 84. She is remembered as a strong woman who endured much sadness throughout her life. Marcel Hilaire, born on April 23, 1908, played the eccentric and resourceful junkman in Lost in Space when he was 59 years old. A German-born actor who fled Nazi oppression, Hilaire reinvented himself in Hollywood, crafting a unique persona with his thick German accent and distinctive energy. Although he found success on television, including roles in The Twilight Zone and Hogan's Heroes, his personal life was filled with tragedy. His family in Europe endured immense suffering during World War II, and he rarely spoke of them carrying the guilt of being a survivor. Hilaire lived a solitary life in California during the 1980s, seldom appearing in public. He passed away on January 1, 1988, at the age of 79. Alan Melvin, born on February 18, 1923, brought authority and gravitas to the character of Clotho in Lost in Space. With his deep, commanding voice, his acting career spanned decades, including notable roles in The Phil Silvers Show and All in the Family. Despite his success on screen, Melvin's personal life was tumultuous. He married Amalia Faustina Serro in 1944, but their marriage was strained by his frequent absences due to work and his struggles with alcohol addiction. The couple had 2 daughters whom Melvin loved dearly, but he often felt like a failure as a father due to his workaholic nature. Despite a rich career, Melvin often found himself typecast in repetitive roles, leaving him feeling unfulfilled for missing out on more dramatic opportunities. In his later years, he faced personal tragedies, including the death of his younger brother in World War II and his battle with throat cancer. Melvin passed away from cancer on January 17, 2008, at the age of 84, and is remembered for his professionalism and dedication to his craft. Leonard Stone, born on November 3, 1923, brought wit and cunning to the role of Farum, a scheming circus owner in Lost in Space at the age of 43. Coming from a working-class family, Stone worked tirelessly to pursue his acting dream, despite facing numerous rejections. His marriage to actress Lucille Lure was filled with conflict and ended after 15 years, leaving their 2 daughters, Diane and Laura, caught in custody battles. Stone's career, which included roles in Willy Wonka and The Chocolate Factory and Broadway plays, showcased his talent, but the lack of steady roles led to financial struggles. Later in life, he endured the pain of losing his daughter Laura to illness and fought his own battle with cancer. Stone passed away on November 2, 2011, just 1 day before his 88th birthday, leaving behind the memory of a man who was both brilliant and resilient in the face of adversity. Born on October 15, 1900 in Berlin, Germany, Fritz Feld portrayed the humorous and eccentric character Mr. Zisch in Lost in Space in 1966 at the age of 66. Fleeing his homeland due to the rise of the Nazi regime, Fritz built a career in Hollywood as a well-known character actor recognized for his comedic roles and signature pop sound. Despite his cheerful on-screen persona, his personal life was tinged with sorrow. He married actress Virginia Christine and had 2 sons, Stephen and Danny. However, their marriage was strained due to Fritz's perfectionism and his frequent absences because of work. Both sons struggled with mental health issues which deeply affected him. Fritz also carried the pain of losing loved ones during the Holocaust, a grief he rarely spoke of publicly. In his later years, he endured loneliness after Christine passed away in 1996, leading to depression and isolation before his death on November 18, 1993, at the age of 93. The exact cause of his death was never disclosed. Albert Salmi, born on March 11, 1928 in Brooklyn, New York, left a lasting impression with his role as Alonzo P. Tucker in Lost in Space in 1966 at the age of 38. Salmi's life was a blend of success and deep personal tragedy. Known for his intense acting, he received critical acclaim for his performance in The Brothers Karamazov. However, Salmi often found himself typecast in roles that involved roughness and violence. His personal life was equally tumultuous. He married twice, with his first marriage to Peggy Ann Garner ending due to his fiery temper and infidelity. His second marriage to Roberta Pook was also strained, despite having two daughters, Catherine and Elizabeth. Financial struggles and declining health weighed heavily on him in his later years. Tragedy struck on April 22, 1990, when in despair over his broken marriage and deteriorating career, Salmi tragically murdered his ex-wife, before taking his own life at the age of 62. Warren Oates, born on July 5, 1928, played Jimmy Hapgood, a tough and independent character in Lost in Space at the age of 37. With his natural charisma and rugged appearance, he stood out in roles that showcased strong personalities. Coming from a working-class family in Kentucky, Oates struggled with insecurity and a stutter during a difficult childhood. His career, with notable roles in The Wild Bunch and Badlands, earned critical acclaim but was also marked by personal instability. Oates went through 3 marriages, with his second marriage ending after 2 years due to his temper and heavy drinking. He had no children, which he later admitted was a significant regret. Oates also faced numerous challenges, including a severe motorcycle accident that left him with a limp and a near bankruptcy in the late 1970s. He passed away from a heart attack on April 3, 1982, at the age of 53. Don Matheson, born on August 5, 1929, played Idak Alpha 12, a loyal and strong android in Lost in Space at the age of 36. His commanding presence in the role reflected his larger ambition to succeed in Hollywood, but Matheson's journey was far from smooth. Initially, he pursued a career in law enforcement before transitioning to acting, a decision that caused conflict with his conservative family. Matheson married actress Deanna Lund, whom he met on the set of Land of the Giants. Their marriage was turbulent, marked by jealousy and arguments, ultimately leading to a divorce. They had a daughter, Michelle. In his career, Matheson struggled to break free from the shadow of his science fiction roles, which led to fewer significant parts in later years. He passed away from lung cancer on June 29, 2014, at the age of 84, but left a lasting impact on the science fiction genre. Robert Folk, born on May 5, 1908, portrayed K.M., a rough and stern character in Lost in Space at the age of 59. With his commanding presence, he was often cast in strong roles, frequently facing off against the Robinson family. Folk grew up in poverty and worked various odd jobs to support his family during the Great Depression. He married Alice Frost, and they had a daughter, Barbara. However, his demanding work schedule and frequent absences caused tension in their relationship. Despite his career peak in the 1950s, Folk faced health issues and financial instability in his later years. He passed away on February 25, 1989, at the age of 80, leaving behind a legacy of strong performances, though often underrated. Michael Ansara, born on April 15, 1922 in Syria, played the powerful and calculating character, the ruler in Lost in Space in 1966 at the age of 44. His family emigrated from Syria to the U.S. when he was young, and his difficult childhood pushed Ansara to pursue an acting career starting in the 1950s. He became well known for his portrayal of Klingon Kang in Star Trek. Despite his success on screen, Ansara's personal life was marked by hardship. He was married 3 times, including a famous marriage to actress Barbara Eden, with whom he had a son, Matthew. However, this marriage ended after a decade due to Michael's emotional distance and Barbara's increasing fame. His second marriage to actress Jean Byron also didn't last. In his later years, Ansara was dominated by a battle with Alzheimer's disease, which impaired his cognition and ability to communicate. He passed away on July 31, 2013 at the age of 91 due to complications from the illness. Gerald Moore, born on June 11, 1914 in New York City, played the mysterious Morbus in Lost in Space in 1966 at the age of 52. Moore's career began in radio and noir films, where he quickly became known for his deep voice and emotionally charged roles. However, his personal life was fraught with difficulties. He was briefly married to actress Anne Robinson, but their marriage ended due to Moore's emotional distance and long working hours. As the film noir genre declined in the 1960s, Moore struggled to find suitable roles, and his long battle with alcoholism further complicated matters. His health deteriorated rapidly, and he passed away on November 9, 1968, at the age of 54 from a heart attack just 2 years after appearing in Lost in Space. Royal Dano, born on November 16, 1922, played Major Domo in Lost in Space at the age of 43. Raised in a poor rural community in New York, his difficult childhood fueled his desire to become an actor. Dano began his career in theater, and his distinctive voice and strong presence quickly made him a familiar face in Hollywood, particularly in Western and horror films. His role as Major Domo reflected Dano's natural charm, but his personal life was fraught with struggles. His turbulent marriage to actress Jeanette Rosen ended in divorce, and he battled alcoholism, which deeply affected his relationships and health. As his career peaked, Dano began to face challenges in securing steady work, leading to financial difficulties. Dano passed away on May 15, 1994, at the age of 71 from a heart attack. Mercedes McCambridge, born on March 16, 1916, played the wise and calm character Sibylla in Lost in Space in 1966 at the age of 50. A renowned actress known for her depth and insight in roles, McCambridge won an Oscar for her performance in All the King's Men. However, her personal life was filled with tragedy. Raised in a strict family in the American Midwest, she faced loneliness and isolation. She married 3 times, with her first marriage to actor Robert Gist, ending after the death of their son shortly after birth. Her second marriage to director William Phillips also ended in divorce. McCambridge struggled with alcoholism and depression for much of her life, but still maintained a legendary career in acting and voice work. She passed away on March 2, 2004 at the age of 87 from natural causes, leaving behind a legacy of resilience and talent. Strother Martin, born on March 26, 1919 in Indiana, played the eccentric Naram in Lost in Space in 1966 at the age of 47. A versatile actor, Martin was known for his distinctive voice and quirky roles in films such as Cool Hand Luke and Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Despite his success on screen, his personal life was turbulent. He married actress Rita Ehrman and had 2 children, but their relationship was marred by infidelity, leading to divorce. Martin also struggled with alcoholism, which severely impacted his health and career. He passed away on August 1, 1980, at the age of 61, from a heart attack, leaving behind a legacy of unforgettable performances, though his life was also marked by personal challenges. Malachi Thorne, born on December 1, 1928, played a sly and opportunistic thief in Lost in Space at the age of 37. Known for his quick wit and charm, Thorne's life, both professionally and personally, was full of stark contrasts. His early career in theater and film included steady but unremarkable roles, until he had the opportunity to shine in a recurring role in Lost in Space. While successful in his career, Thorne's personal life was filled with complications. His first marriage to actress Janet Zisch ended in a bitter divorce after several years. He later remarried actress Kathy Throne, but this relationship also faced many conflicts. The pressures of fame and the political instability of the 1960s and 1970s added complexity to his life. In his later years, Thorne's career declined significantly with fewer roles and a sense of frustration with the changing industry. He passed away on March 13, 2013, at the age of 84 after a battle with lung cancer. Henry Jones, born on August 1, 1912, played Jeremiah Smith, a calm and nurturing character who brought wisdom and guidance to the chaotic world of the Robinson family in Lost in Space at the age of 54. In contrast to his gentle on-screen persona, Jones's life was filled with personal struggles and loss. He grew up during the Great Depression and endured many hardships, including the loss of his father at a young age. Although he became a respected actor, Jones was often overshadowed by other Hollywood stars. His personal life was also fraught with difficulties. His marriage to actress Carolyn Jones was tumultuous and eventually ended in divorce. In his later years, he faced numerous health issues, including complications from a fall, which ultimately led to his death. He passed away on May 17, 1999, at the age of 86, leaving behind a legacy of strength and kindness, in stark contrast to the turmoil in his personal life. Angela Cartwright, born on September 9, 1952, played the creative and lively Penny Robinson at just 13 years old. Despite her bright presence on screen, Angela faced many challenges. Born in England and immigrating to the U.S., she dealt with cultural differences and the pressures of acting at a young age. After Lost in Space, her career had its ups and downs. Angela shifted focus to photography, a field that allowed her to discover a new passion. She married Steve Gullion in 1976 and had 2 children, but their marriage also faced challenges due to career pressures. Now, at the age of 72, Angela is focused on photography and writing, finding fulfillment as she reflects on her life and career. Marta Kristen, born on February 26, 1945 in Oslo, Norway, played Judy Robinson at the age of 20. Marta was orphaned during World War II and was adopted by an American family, leading to a childhood filled with upheaval. While Lost in Space marked the peak of her career, Marta struggled to break free from typecasting. She married twice. Her first marriage ended due to irreconcilable differences, but her second marriage brought stability. Now at the age of 79, she lives peacefully in California, occasionally attending fan conventions and reflecting on a career that never fully reached its potential. Rita Shaw, born September 13, 1912, brought warmth and depth to the role of Clara Sims in Lost in Space, 1965 to 1968. Despite a challenging childhood, she forged a thriving career in theater and film, earning respect for her versatile performances. Her personal life, however, was fraught with struggles, including failed marriages and the untimely death of her former husband, actor John Hodiak, in 1955. Childless and often battling loneliness, Shaw faced periods of depression throughout her life. She passed away on January 8, 1982, at 69, remembered for her enduring talent, but a private life marked by quiet struggles. June Lockhart, born on June 25, 1925, was a veteran star when she played Maureen Robinson in Lost in Space at the age of 40. She brought warmth and resilience to the role of the mother, having been previously known for her roles in Lassie and Petticoat Junction. However, her personal life was not entirely ideal. She married Dr. John F. Maloney in 1951 and had 2 daughters, but their marriage ended after a decade. Her second marriage to architect John Lindsay also ended in divorce. Despite facing personal challenges and age discrimination in the entertainment industry, Lockhart persevered. Now, at 99 years old, she lives peacefully and occasionally attends events to celebrate her illustrious career. Bill Mumy, born on February 1, 1954, was just 11 years old when he became beloved for his role as Will Robinson in Lost in Space. With remarkable talent, Bill quickly rose to fame as a child star, but this notoriety came at a price. Despite early success, he struggled to transition into adult roles, leading to a period of obscurity in the 1970s. His passion for music became a saving grace, but the instability of the industry led to financial difficulties. Bill Mumy married Eileen Joy Davis in 1986, and together they found comfort in family life, raising 2 children, Seth and Liliana. However, the pressures of his career sometimes created tension within the family. Over the years, Bill struggled with feelings of insecurity, battling alcohol addiction in his 40s, and was deeply affected by the death of his close friend and co-star Jonathan Harris. Now at 70, Bill continues to work occasionally in the entertainment industry, finding peace in music and infrequent voice acting roles. If you love Lost in Space, 1965 and 1968, you probably have your favorite characters. These actors certainly delivered unforgettable performances. It's a great sorrow to know that many of them have passed away, but the legacy they left behind lives on through their roles. Share your thoughts on your favorite character in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support us, and never miss out on more exciting videos.